Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Eat Orlando with Amy, Drew, and Biggie. I'm Biggie.
I'm Amy Drew. I'm outside Amy Drew today.
Outside Amy Drew, yes.
I'm having class outside today. I asked Biggie if we could have class outside today, and he said yes.
Yes, definitely class outside. It's too nice out before it starts getting too hot for us to be able to not be able to do this.
Be calling my dog over though.
It's okay.
Hey, buddy. Come here.
So I wanted to, before we start talking, I wanted to thank you because like I do read your articles when you post them.
I should be thanking you for that. Thank
you. And one of the things that you wrote about recently, which I would have never have known if I didn't read about it, was the fact that Red Panda Noodle and Kai Asian Street Fair, Kai Asian Street Fair is using Red Panda's noodles.
That is correct.
At their Oviedo food factory. And
they may by now have added it at the other place. I'm not sure yet because when I first wrote it, that was still pending, but it was a while ago. So they may have it in both, but I can't confirm that.
Yeah, and all I could say is that I was in Oviedo and we went. That's where we went to go eat at, and I had I love Kai Asians, their wings. So I had the wings, but then we also got, they had the katsu curry from that Red Panda does over there at Kai Asian, but they also had their regular garlic, their garlic noodles. And I will say, I think Kai Asian's great, but with those noodles, holy freak, man. That was
I haven't had it yet.
I literally, as I was eating it, because we bought bows, we bought some wings, we're oh, we'll just have a little bit of everything. And as I'm eating it, we're fighting each other, trying to get to the noodles and to the food. And I'm we're going to have to buy another one. I'm let's just buy another one and take it home. I'm it was that good. Yeah, chopstick battle, trying to get it. So I wanted to let you know that, because I was one of those things as I was driving, I was oh, we should go to Kai Asian. And then I told my wife, because we were in Oviedo, we're oh, we should go eat at the Oviedo food factory. And then I told her what happened about the Red Panda. And she was oh, we're definitely going there to eat dinner tonight. So super, super good. The other place that I recently went, and before we start chatting, I wanted to drop was I got to go eat at Redlight Redlight, and I was fortunate enough at the time. I didn't know if it was going to be available because the reason I was going is because I wanted to go to Redlight Redlight on a Friday, and I also wanted to meet, I don't know if you've ever met him, but his name is Hokkaido Hank. He does chair massages.
Didn't he just do a movie? And
yes,
I heard about that.
Yes,
I heard about.
Yes, he actually will be a guest on my Lunch with Biggie, and you'll be able to hear about the movie. It's all real life story about his dad and everything. It is pretty nuts. But I got lucky because I got to see Chef Jes, which she's phenomenal.
You know that I'm a huge Redlight Redlight.
Yes.
Just
well, and that's the thing. I'm always upset because I never get to eat there because I'm never really around there, and I'm always upset because I always want to get her patty melt. That's on my list of things I want to eat. Yes, but she did have, because you know me, I'm a sucker for a good chicken biscuit, and I was lucky enough that she had her fried chicken biscuit available. It was and I ended up eating it for dinner.
Items. This was a Friday night.
It was a Friday night. It just happened to be that she had it, and then she was hey, I'm man, I'm really upset because I'm this is showing up on the menu, and she's actually we have some left over, so you can definitely have one. I was are you serious? And man, it was delicious. I was this super, super good. So I had to share two places that that I got to go eat this week that I was man, I'm eating very well this week.
You gotta try the wings there. Wing Wednesday, Wing and Wine Wednesday.
Okay, I will have to make it a stop to go on a Wednesday to eat the wings.
They broke my Kai streak. I mean, Kai has been my number one for wings, and they still are amazing. But I was I have to share the love. They should be in the Hall of Fame at this point. Mm-hmm. And this year, the wings at Redlight were my critics pick. They were my number one critics pick, and they are so good. And you get 6 nice big wings, and it comes with rice with extra sauce.
Oh, wow.
In some really good flavors. It's really good.
Yeah, no.
I like the fish sauce caramel.
Good beer, good spot. There's a reason why it's been open for 20 years. So definitely awesome. But yeah, I needed to share those with you because I was excited because sometimes I don't get to go eat out as often. And so when I have an opportunity to be able to share some of the stuff I get to eat, I definitely want people to know about it. I know you've been writing about a variety of different food topics. And so I kind of wanted to kind of hit on that and then kind of be able to talk about some of them. I know one of them was garlic themed, was
April is National Garlic Month, it turns out. A lot of these things are just inspired by this stuff. I'm like, what am I going to write about? So I'll look at food holidays and I'll think, oh, I have a connection to that, or here's a roundup. And of course, when I saw garlic, and I even put the question out there, I was like, who do you like that does garlic knots? What's your favorite, garlic thing? And, like 9 out of 10, it was Pizza Bruno, Pizza Bruno, Pizza Bruno, those huge garlic knots. And so, so I was like, well, this is a perfect opportunity to talk to Bruno because I hadn't talked to him in a while. And he just opened a whole new place pretty recently at Maitland Social. So maybe a lot of people don't know that, but there are 3 Pizza Bruno locations now. The original, the OG, Curry Ford, the one that opened a couple of years back in College Park, where they actually have a fried version of garlic knots that are very good. Wow. And I remember back when they came out, I was like, I think I might like these better than your original garlic knots. And he was like, that's controversial. He said that to me. They are really good though. Different, obviously, but delicious. And then now Maitland Social, which is, it's right on Horatio, which a lot of people may not know about. And the garlic knots are good.
So it's funny that you say that because I actually recently I ate at Pizza Bruno, and that's where I actually ate was at Maitland Social.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's super cute in there.
Super great. I got to eat outside. The staff is great. Their food, their pizza, great pizza, and that is and we did not get the garlic knots as much as I wanted to get the garlic knots, mostly because it's, as much as I love it, it's so much garlic that I kind of get you end up getting almost indigestion.
I can handle the garlic, but I mean, I love pizza so much that I definitely veer more toward the pizza because it's so much. But I have some friends that go there and like they get the garlic knots with the meatballs. They make themselves a sandwich and like that's what they eat.
Yeah, no, I mean that's how we would do it. We did when we went, we did the salad, and then we got a salad. We split a salad, and then had pizza, and it was fantastic. But their garlic knots are ridiculous.
And the funny thing is, what I learned is that they're this cult hit, right? That totally unintentional. Like he never even really planned for it. He used to make these garlic knots back in the day. He used to work at Third Wave in New Smyrna, where they still make one of my absolute all-time favorite pizzas. They changed the name, but it used to just be called the ham and egg. And it has fried eggs on it, and it's really good. And his friends would come visit him, and he would make these garlic knots, and all his friends were like, you need to make these. You should put these on a menu. And he was like, nobody's going to buy these. And so once he had Pizza Bruno, he's like, oh, let me just do it. I'll put it on the menu. And now if he ever took those off the menu, people would riot.
They would riot.
So...
Yeah, no, they would definitely riot. What else did you write about when it came to the garlic? Because like
I was mostly about Bruno, but I wanted to throw a few extra things in there. So if you like shawarma, which most people do, a lot of times it will come with a garlic paste, and the garlic paste at the Beirut Grill and Deli in Oviedo, they must have the same garlic paste at the other Beirut Grill location and bakery, which is the original location in Orlando. So they probably have the same garlic paste is what I'm guessing. But oh my gosh, this garlic paste, like it comes in a little ramekin, right? You can just turn it upside down completely, even when it's full, and it won't fall out. It'll stay in there. You'd have to like do one of these, like a ketchup slap, like a ketchup bottle pound to get it out. So that was one. You and I talked about this, the garlic chicken and shrimp and seafood at ChimiKing.
Yes.
So let's talk about that because I know that you guys eat that, or at least Kristen does, right?
Yes, she usually will get that. She'll always get like she'll either go with the chicken, and then there's like a shrimp version of it that they'll do the garlic on it
also.
Yeah, and it is That's super delicious. I love that, and like I get a little extra, and you pour a little extra into the mofongo. And a lot of times we'll zhuzh it up because like you can do mofongo, BiFongo, or TriFongo.
Right.
Which the TriFongo is just crazy, but it is super delicious with that garlic and the shrimp or the chicken. I mean, it absolutely hits.
Well, I do the mixed seafood just so people know, and they don't. It's like a lot of there's, octopus and squid and some other stuff in there, and they never overcook it. And these are things that are very easy to overcook, and it can get rubbery. And I've had it a few times there, and it's never rubbery. So I'm happy to report that. But you can even get a side of that garlic sauce because they do a Creole, and then they do the garlic. And I tend to be a Creole person. because it's a little more traditional, I guess.
Yeah.
But the garlic sauce is really good and it's pretty garlicky. And what else did I include in there? Something else. I don't know. I also like it when I remember I was at Oza not that long ago, the Isakaya, and they had a dish with fried bits of hunks of fried garlic, like little pieces like that. They fried into little chips, golden brown.
Oh, wow.
Chips, and put it on, I don't know, it was some kind of like a crudo type dish, like a hamachi or something, and it was outstanding.
Speaking of garlic, I have a friend of mine who is obsessed with it's the little market. I have to look it up to see if I can figure out the name. I'm trying to see if I can come up with it. They're the little market that opened up inside the Oviedo Mall, the little Italian market that opened. D'Amico's. And I have a friend of mine who
not that little. It's pretty
sizable. No, it's humongous. But because the great thing about that shop is that it has like all these great it's like a little market. It has a whole bunch of stuff, and he's obsessed. And he's like Anthony. He's like, I love garlic. He goes, I like garlic, but he goes, but this is one of those where I'll eat the entire thing. And I'm like, what is it? And he sent me a picture of it. I've actually had it. It's really good. It's called Agosto, and it's like caramelized garlic in a balsamic vinegar. Ooh. And it's like a little container, and he literally will grab it and
so
literally
he sells it. They sell it like Deli.
Yeah.
Style, like
they sell it in like a container. It's like a little container like that.
Product.
Yeah, it's like a product. But it is absolutely amazing. Like we did it, and I got like bread, and I like literally grabbed it, and I mashed the garlic with the balsamic and everything, and it was. I'm like,
great. You probably made that because
yes, and that's what I kept telling him. I was like, I could just make this, and he's like, no. He's like, I'm just gonna buy it because it's like delicious. I don't have to worry about it. It's like everything's amazing with it. And I was like, okay, sure. I was like, whatever works. I was like, man, I'm like, I gotta try that. And I mean, and so I was like, man, I'm like, that is so good. Yeah, garlic. You can't, obviously. Garlic, there's good and bad to go with garlic. Garlic, obviously, if you're gonna go out and about, the garlic's left over. But I usually tell my wife, I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. I was discussing this with Bruno because he told me that somebody once told him that because of the garlic knots, like his restaurant's not a first date restaurant. And see, I totally disagree. I think places like that are a first date restaurant because if somebody's going to be like, I don't want to eat garlic, like I'm not going on a second date with you.
Correct. No,
because I'm eating garlic all the time. I'm eating the red onions. I'm eating the garlic. I'm eating all of it. And I want you to eat it too because then, yeah. So to me, that is a first date restaurant.
Correct. I mean, I kind of like when I met my, when I first started dating my wife, it's funny that you say that because when I first started dating my wife, Kristen, when I first met her, I was like, listen, and I didn't even say sandwich. So if anyone thinks that, I literally said, I'm like, listen, if you can't have tacos with me at a hole in the wall place with some beer, do not even date me because it's like, it's not worth it. Like, it's like, I'm like, this is what to expect
90% of the time.
Correct. I'm like, I want to eat at a hole in the wall spot. And so we went to PR's Taco Palace, the one in Winter Park. PR's. That's like our first date. That's where we ate and we drank. And I ate tacos there and I was like, and that was it. Like, that was it. She's my girl. That was it.
I loved PR's Taco Palace.
It's super good. I think they're still open, but they're in College Park now, I believe.
Yeah, it's just that. I mean, I haven't, but it's just, I went to PR's. That was like one of my 40th birthday celebrations.
Yep. No, I remember. And that train would go and the shots. Yep. And I mean, yeah, that place hit.
That was my 40th birthday.
Yeah. So I totally understand. The concept of the fact that if you can't eat garlic, and I'm like, what are we doing then? Even on a first date. So I totally get that. The other thing I know that's coming up soon is a National Crawfish Day.
Yes, that is coming up. And for it, can you guess who I talked to?
Probably. It's funny because I don't actually eat crawfish there, but I do know that I eat everything else there.
Why don't you eat crawfish?
I don't know. I've never really. I think it's just because I don't know how to eat it, and I don't know if I don't know. It's just not something I usually do. A crawfish boil.
How to eat it?
We should go and have one because I'm like to celebrate it because I'm assuming you went to King Cajun Crawfish.
100% right, and I heard you start to say that, and I was talking. Sorry.
That's okay. So you ended up going to King Cajun Crawfish.
Yes. And I spoke to them and it is a family owned business and it's been, in Orlando since 2010 and people love it. It's, that's another one that's like an OG. It's kind of a cult favorite, kind of like the the garlic knots. I feel like they are sort of like the OG Viet Cajun, perhaps.
Yes.
You know, for the city. In places like Houston, they're originally from Vietnam, but they are originally stateside from Biloxi, Mississippi. So it's legit.
Wow.
They had businesses in Biloxi and in Bogalusa, Louisiana, and in Laurel, Mississippi. They, you know, their whole learning to be American experience was on the Gulf Coast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then they ended up coming and opening up a spot in Orlando.
Yes, it's crazy because, you know, their family were refugees from Vietnam. And then after settling in and making a home in Mississippi and Louisiana, they became refugees again because their businesses and one of their houses was destroyed during Hurricane Katrina in 2005. And they had to start over again, and they had family here in Orlando, so they moved to Orlando, and a few years later, they opened the first King Cajun and rebuilt a whole new empire.
Yeah, and it's funny because like that, you're right. I don't end up eating the crawfish because of the time. Most of the time, I usually end up getting the po' boy, the jambalaya, and then another place that does amazing wings. I enjoy their house special wings. And so I usually end up ordering all of those things and then obviously end up taking a bunch home because I can't eat all of those things. But like when we go as a family, and we'll just like eat up, we'll like divide and conquer and eat a little bit of everything. But that's usually what we end up having. But I never end up having a crawfish.
I love like a big steamy tray of seafood boil. I love that. So, and crawfish are just the move. But if you don't know how to eat crawfish, they even told me most of the people who come in do. But for the people who are newbies, they are happy to teach you how to, you know, pinch the tail and suck the head.
I was going to say, what is the go-to tip that you follow? But that must be that's
basically it. You grab the tail. It looks like a little tiny lobster, right?
Yeah.
So you grab the tail and you pinch it and you pull it out, and there's like a big chunk of meat. That's like the tail of the crawfish. And then all the juice is in the other half of the body, and you
suck that up and then eat the meat. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's super good. I mean, I don't know if you've listeners, if you've not been or been, it's been there forever, and there's a reason why it's been there forever.
Yeah, well, 15 years.
Yeah. It's off of Mills, and you really, I will say, I definitely enjoy eating there. So like, if you can't go wrong. I'm already vouching. I vouch for the jambalaya, the po' boy, the wings, and the crawfish.
Ms. Melinda, who's like, it's her recipes, and she was the original cook. Now they have a staff, but she kind of oversees everything still, and they're her recipes. She learned all of those staples from cooks on the Gulf Coast, when she was learning to cook. So she learned to make gumbo. She learned to make the jambalaya. She learned, catfish is not a far, you know what I mean? Vietnamese love seafood. There's a lot of fun overlap in the cultures, seafood wise, and French connection, even because of the French colonization of Vietnam. So you have, French bread, French sandwiches, so po' boys and banh mi are related, in a very kind of cool way.
Super, super delicious. Listening to talking about all this now makes me want to go there because I'm like, I haven't been there in a while.
I'm
and
starving,
it makes me want to,
so I want everything.
Yeah, this does not help.
I'm in the mood for pizza too, but I'm always.
I was gonna say, I know we had talked about that. Like, you can't really go wrong with pizza, and there's so many different styles of pizza,
and they're all good.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, depending on what your mood is and what you like. But I know that you recently ate and enjoyed some Chicago style, not deep dish.
No, I don't. That's not really pizza-ish to me. It's really not pizza-ish.
I'm not a fan of it.
But this kind of Chicago pizza is definitely pizza-ish. I'm talking about tavern style pizza, which is also called bar pies, like, because that's basically where it comes from. It was like the bars in and around Chicago. It was, how can we keep people here drinking? Well, let's give them something to eat. So we'll make them a simple pizza. We'll cut it up in a grid so that they can pick up little pieces of it and still hold their beer or whatever they're drinking. And everybody can share it and they'll stay there. It's a nice snack pie. And so the Team Market Group folks opened Nuri's Tavern where the Robinson Cafe used to be. And that's on Pine Street, I think. And I'm telling you, the place is unrecognizable. Like, if you knew what the Robinson Cafe looked like, you know, it was not warm. It was like a lot of marble and silver. And, you know, to me, you know, you could do surgery there. And now it looks like a place where you want to hang out and, you know, watch a game, order a pitcher, order a pizza, order some wings, and it's been doing well since it opened. And that pizza is dynamite. And I am not an expert in this regional specialty, but I am a new convert. It's a whole new thing, and I love it.
So I have to ask a question. Do you know if on the menu, since it's a Chicago style, do they have chopped salad there?
You know, I don't know. I didn't have.
And the reason I have to ask is because I was never I'll be honest, I had no idea like of Tavern pizza. When I went to Chicago, I like everyone kept going. He's like, you can have deep dish, and I was like, I don't really like deep dish. I was like, so I probably won't. And then I ended up talking to some guy who, when I was chatting with him, I asked him, I said, a local, he was like riding his bike or whatever. And I said, hey, where should I go? And he's like, oh, you got to go to like Pasquale's on this place, this location or whatever in Chicago. And he's like, and get the Tavern pizza. And I was like, I'm like, what? And he's like, get the Tavern pizza. Do not get the deep dish. Get the Tavern style pizza. And I was like, I've never really had it. I'm like, but sure, we'll try it. And we went, and I was like, man, I'm like, this like hits so well, like the chop. So we ordered like a big chop salad and like and then we had like the Tavern pizza. And I was like, this is like, I'm like, whenever I go to Chicago, this is like what I'm eating. I'm never gonna have a deep dish or anything. And
I will tell you,
it is
just as a point of interest, and we can get back to the pizza. I had amazing tacos when I was in Chicago. Like
really
tacos. Yes. Like really, really good tacos in multiple places. But that is a story for another day, because this pizza is really good. I don't think people know that there's like a tremendous, I don't think a lot of people know outside of that area that there are a lot of Mexicans in Chicago.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, what type of pizza did you try when you were at Nori Tavern?
I got really lucky because they made a mistake with the order. So we ordered 2 pizzas. They have red pizzas and white pizzas. And we ordered the triple meat. It's called like the meat times 3 or the meat X3. I don't know how they actually call it, but it's like the triple meat pizza. And it's got meatball and sausage and pepperoni. And the sausage and the meatball mix are made in-house. And those go on the pie raw and cook on the pie so that the juices all blend in there. But by accident, they put mushrooms on this pie. And let me tell you, I could get mad at a pizza place. Like all you pizza places out there who put raw mushrooms on pizza and then say, no, it cooks on the pie. They don't. Okay? They just don't. It hurts me. I feel attacked when people put raw mushrooms on pizza. And Jason Campbell, the chef at Nuri's, agrees with me. And these are some of the best. Not only are they not like even the canned kind, which by the way are still better than raw mushrooms on a pizza, but they cook these things with garlic and olive oil and herbs, and they finish them with balsamic, and then they go on the pie. So they are not desiccated messes that ruin the pizza, which is what happens when you put raw mushrooms on pizza. They're delicious. And then they have a white pizza that we ordered with mushrooms on purpose. And that was outstanding too. And the funny thing is that I've never been one of those dippers. Like, you know how I was out in Santa Fe and everybody was grabbing ranch dressing at this pizzeria. And I was like, what is wrong with everybody? Why are they dunking their pizza in ranch dressing? I was in Santa Cruz, actually, not Santa Fe. I was in Santa Cruz, California. And I went with my friend who's originally from the Midwest. She lives out there now, into this pizzeria. And everybody online is grabbing sides of ranch dressing that they're going to dunk their pizza in. And I was like, what is wrong with these people? Why are they dunking their pizza in ranch dressing? So they didn't sell me on it. And one time when my kids were little, I had Papa John's at like some birthday party, and they had this like awful garlic butter or butter sauce that came in a plastic container. And I tried it, and it tasted more like the plastic container than it did like anything buttery or garlicky. So I was like, this is wrong, and I'm not doing this. They make like the house-made ranch dressing and the house-made blue cheese dressing and a house-made, I don't know, it's like a hot honey garlic. It's like a chili crisp, but it's sort of like their version of hot honey. And they have a garlic sauce that's like the Papa John's, but like they make it. And that one paired so well with the white pizza because of the mushrooms and the butter together. It was just, I'm sold. Now I'm sold on, I won't always want to dip pizza, but if I'm going to do it, I'm doing it at Nuri's because those sauces are crazy good.
Man, that sounds good. I now have to go check it out because like
and I just went to, somebody around here is grilling meat. And now I just started smelling it, and
you're like, I'm about to find them and ask to be invited to
want
eat.
Some steak. Can I have some steak?
Yeah, no, that sounds no, but I mean, you really can't go wrong. You got a little bit of, you got the, we hit pretty much a bunch of different food items. If you're not hungry listening to this, something's wrong with you. Either that or you just must have eaten something pretty good and are stuffed, because some definitely great spots to kind of hit everything from, you know, us talking about Kai Asian. We talked about Redlight. We talked about, you know, King Cajun Crawfish, Bruno's, Nori Tavern, Beirut, you know, with the shawarma. I mean, it's I'm starving. Well, I think Amy Drew may have left me to go find whoever's cooking and grilling the steak. So I will be the one closing off the episode. Wanted to thank everyone for listening. Definitely make sure to keep supporting local, keep checking out spots. Let us know about places that you like, if it's whether it's garlic or, you know, crawfish, since some of the things we talked about. Tavern pizza. If there's a Tavern pizza spot that we don't know about that's happening in Orlando, let us know. But thank you so much for listening, and keep on coming back and keep on supporting local. Thanks, everyone.